Talking about money can be weird. We acknowledge that. But if you've been on this planet long enough, I'm guessing you've got a story or two to tell. We've all got stories, and I'm here today to actually share mine with you. It was July 18th, 2008. Life had been going good up until that point. I mean, having grown up a poor kid, I was charging that trail to go prove the world wrong, that I did matter, that I did have good ideas, that I would turn into something. I mean, I'd worked my way through college, I'd gotten to a great business school, earned a degree in finance, I was an intern, and then eventually got hired by a really high-end financial services firm and was being groomed and mentored by the founder and CEO of that financial company. By all outward measurements, I was winning. I had it all. I had the income, I had the titles, had the perception. So having that front row seat, though, inside of that firm, being groomed by the CEO, I knew what I believed success to be, and I wanted it. So I was doing my best imitation of $1 million lifestyle. On July 18th, it literally all went away. It was over. It was gone. The income, the career, my ability to provide for my family, and unfortunately under attack by the person who had been my mentor for the prior 15 years. We were under attack financially, legally, reputationally. It was all my fault. It's easy to want to blame the people that were attacking you, but the blame was really on me. I'm the one that had left myself and my family vulnerable to attack by mistakes that I had made, shortcuts I had taken, and then out of fear, my attempt to try to hide them. With this being said, why would I stand in front of an audience this size and tell you such an humbling story? Because that fire in my belly as the poor kid growing up that wanted to prove the world wrong, I had a new fire in my belly as we began to recover and learn and grow from those scariest of days. If somebody that had the financial education that I did, a degree in finance from a top business school, and with the experience and the expertise in the world, in the field of finance, if I could burn my life to the ground, what could I do to help people pursue a life of what today we call financial well-being? Here was my conclusion. Financial well-being does not equate to more financial information or more financial education. Where's the disconnect? The disconnect is that financial well-being does not lie in having more information. That is commonly referred to as be, do, have. And believe it or not, I was actually referred to that model by Zig Ziglar himself. But Zig presented this concept, this model of be, do, have, and to me, it made so much sense, and it was actually more than that. It actually represented a path out. So picture be, do, and have. As Americans, pop culture says go straight to the have. Now, some of the haves are good, like goal setting. We tend to get very crystal clear about what it is that we want to have. But unfortunately, we want it all, and we want it now. The model suggests that we take a couple of steps back, that the power belongs in the do, be, do, have. Doing meaning the behaviors, the actions, the habits. These are the vehicle that will take us to the haves. One more step back, if this is the vehicle that will take us to the haves, the being is the fuel to put in the machine, in the vehicle that will get us there. In terms of succeeding at financial well-being, this is where success with money starts. There's a one-to-one direct correlation. What we believe tends to be what we do. What we do is what's going to drive us to our results. The model, though, if we want to apply it to finance, in terms of have, most haves in people's financial lives, or if we're pursuing financial well-being, would be financial peace. But if we want to understand how to get there, we really need to pay attention to what are those financial behaviors that are going to take us to our most important financial goals, daily, weekly, and they compound. If we want to then fuel those healthiest of behaviors, then we need to pay close attention to what we believe to be true about money. The vast majority of those beliefs are negative, or they're self-limiting, And to pile on, they're oftentimes repetitive. Maybe it's beliefs about debt, or maybe it's just the way things are. Well, the way things are is, normal people have car payments. Everyone has credit card debt. So, of course, we eat out. Everyone eats out. Our beliefs drive our financial behaviors, which drive us to financial well-being. Anything resembling financial education or financial wellness, even close, in the marketplace today seems to go straight to the have. It doesn't pay attention to the behaviors, and it doesn't pay attention to the beliefs. Because the have is where they get to tap into the emotional parts of our brain, and they get to sell us the dream. The new car is sexy. The new car smell is sexy. So as we look at these 6 dimensions of their model in the wheel, as you look at those, can you think, are there any of those dimensions that are immune from our financial well-being? I say no. There's no getting around it. None of these are immune. I think there's a few fundamental truths to life. One of them is that life is multidimensional. Number 2, our financial life does not live in a vacuum. It interacts with all the other dimensions. And none of the dimensions are mutually exclusive. But that's how it is. It's not clean and simple. It's not 90-degree edges and concentric circles. Sometimes it's messy. Some examples of financial distress, if we're not doing a good job of taking care of ourselves financially, and how it shows up. And by the way, this model is not meant to say that this is fully inclusive of life, but these are 6 major categories of life. So physical health being one of them. 20% of Americans admit to not going to the doctor when they need health care because of financial concerns. That's sad. Emotional health, as an example. 1 in 3 Americans who have a partner in life say that finance is their top source of stress inside of their relationship. What would finance have to do with the spiritual dimension of my life? Of Americans earning $75,000 a year or more, any guesses as to what percentage of their gross income do Americans earning $75,000 or more give to church or charity? 1%. There's actually an inverse relationship of any income above $75,000 as an individual. As income goes up, giving percentage actually goes down as a nation. It's unhealthy. It's time to break those rules. So my challenge for us today is twofold. Number 1, in this mindset of be, do, and have, is there something in your financial world today that you could take action on? You own it. This is your definition. What is financial well-being to you? It might be being debt-free. It might be saving more for retirement. It might be a retirement date. It might be saving for your kids' or grandkids' college fund. It may be a lifestyle change. It may be giving. It may be building legacy. Everyone's is different. There's not 2 that are the same. So take action. Number 2, once you have that action defined, then can you clearly state what are the healthiest behaviors? Define what you want, get clear on the behavior, and then unpack what are some of the beliefs that are slowing you down or preventing you from getting going. Second, challenge. And who in your life might benefit from having this conversation with you? And go and set the time to meet with that person and begin having a conversation. And it's not giving them advice. It's just a conversation.